I'm going to try a little free association. I've tried it before. It's different. I'm not sure how good it is, but I've run into this thing with a great number of friends of mine, some of which I've written about, or I've written a lot about it, where we just have just totally parted ways. I mean, nothing's been confessed. I hate you or anything like that. It's just a strange feeling that stuff that's going on in the world. I find myself uh, really on the other side of a lot of them on the issues of the day. Um, Mostly to do with emphasis. I think there's a sort of, in the world, my world, the world of the arts. There's a tendency to think in a certain way about the world, and and I don't think I ever used to. I think I used to remain apart. I did. I was never really involved in cliques or groups or anything like that. It was no, so I was kind of protected from all of that stuff. Um, anyway, so I had some thoughts about it last night, um, to do with Hamlet. Hamlet is a complainer. I was Hamlet. I played him 70, roughly 70 performances altogether, two runs. So I know of what I speak, a complainer. I'd say people in this life are complainers or not complainers or 50-50. I think most of us are complainers, but we have ways of concealing it, and when we don't, when we're honest about it, we do very well. So the tragedy of society is that complainers often come up with some really good ideas to improve the lot of humanity, but the non-complainers don't know what they're talking about, or they say they don't, or since I am convinced humans are much profounder than we pretend, they know things could be better, but also know that the dull, unjust life serves them rather well. If we want to be king and we are not tall, a world of short people really works for us. Maybe it's not worth it. A quiet life is the idea, or the selfish, I'm all right, Jack. Complainers are often poor people. And it'd be a better point if non complainers were happy. Pretty much zero evidence. In fact, they complain. They do complain, the non complainers, just differently, about different things. Do we imagine Laertes being nice to waiters or to his whores? I did suddenly see Hamlet that way, almost 20 years after I played him last. So slow. Quote, it is an unweeded garden that grows to seed things rank and gross in nature, possess it merely, then that it should come to this. To what or who? His rank and gross mother marrying his unweeded uncle? If not then would it be something else, someone else? On the boy goes, though he is no boy, 30 at least by the gravedigger's memory. He became sexton 30 years ago, the gravedigger. That was the day Hamlet's dad beat Fortinbras, and Hamlet was born. So not a boy, certainly not by Elizabethan standards. A student. The Germans, of course, think the young references refer to his state of mind, idealism, sensitivity, indecisiveness. And everybody, as it is said, every actor and actress wants to play him, or to use the Shakespeare sense, needs to play him because they lack the playing of him. That's what Shakespeare, he wants courage. He lacks courage, therefore he wants it. Without getting too fancy schmancy, artsy fartsy, I think he grows up in the play. He goes from complainer to let be, then he dies. And I suspect actors want to play him for the same reasons, if unconsciously. The journey through the evening is quite amazing, especially if you're not helped or meddled with by a director. If you play him, I played him badly. You will play him. I played him badly, but compellingly. That is the best one can do, as it seems one needs to experience him more than play him, which will make you messy. Do actors want to do this? I felt every night that I plunged in at one end of a pool, swam like hell, and came out the other end cleansed and feeling awesome. I had purged something. Performance will do this. It was that I had wanted what many it was that I wanted that many actors do. It was that I wanted that many actors do in any transformation, as ancient as hunters doing the dance of their prey. Transformation is a very crucial experience, religious, really. So 50 Hamlets in my first go, plunging in and coming out. At the end, I was not who I had been. Was this his complaint, that it should come to this? He asks the audience. Later he says, now I am alone. Literally, maybe, or maybe he realizes he is alone. His friends are lying to him. They were sent for. A moment in anyone's life when you realize you are loved for the wrong reasons may be a growing up moment. So that seems to me to be, and I did not want to play the part. I had no interest in playing the part. I was much more interested in Laertes, who is a fixed thing, a thug, really, and despite how he's often played, and I really wanted to do that. I really wanted to explore that. I'm not really sure why, but that was my experience of Hamlet, and I feel that it's possible to play him, as it were, not personally. That it should come to this. He says to the audience, look at this world. Look at what's going on in Gaza, the Ukraine. Look at this, that it should come to this. We're behaving so badly. We're doing such terrible things to each other. And how does one deal with that? How does one deal with that, on a personal level? Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player, in other words, an actor, can get so upset over a fictional character, and here I am in my real life, and I am not avenging my father? Right? It's fascinating. He engages with the audience and complains. He says, I am not capable of doing this. He's not just complaining about himself, he's complaining about Claudius, he's complaining about Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, he complains about his mom, he's brutal to Ophelia. I'm not saying he's a nice person, but I'm fascinated by this notion that he wants, like I think we all do, we all want to reach something more grown up. And I think what I've found, sadly, with my friends, is there's a sort of cul-de-sac that we call civilization, which is not populated by adults. It's populated by some massive compromised people. And they can all agree. So, if you're agreeing with your group, you're I suppose, you're doing okay. And it's weird how we all do that. It doesn't matter whether you're a Republican, they do it. Whether you're a Democrat, they do it. That's been an eye-opener for me. I had thought that one's political position was somehow a reflection of one's grown-upness. We have to look at that. We have to ponder, the fact that in 2016 we said, the Russians got Trump elected, and then and Facebook, and then 2020 turns around and Trump says that there was a conspiracy to whatever. Both sides are operating with a conspiracy, almost like they need to. And one asks, I do ask, and I never get any answers. Anyway, more on Hamlet as I go through it in my head. Thanks.